London is one of the most fascinating cities in the world. Modern architectural marvels such as the shard-lined medieval alleys lined with historic monuments, high-end shops and award-winning theaters. Beautiful streets and avenues connect famous attractions such as Buckingham Palace, Westminster Abbey, and St. From sprawling Hyde Park to centuries-old Westminster Abbey, London has no shortage of iconic landmarks to visit. London, the capital of the United Kingdom, is home to experiences that will last a lifetime. Whether it's something to do with family, a partner, or a solo getaway, there's something for everyone and anyone. Find out what works best for you. In this video, I show you the best places I visited in London. If you are new here, subscribe for more travel videos. Don't miss upcoming videos. Stay till the end, because most tourists miss out on the best places we're about to reveal. Don't miss out on anything. We've got you covered with the London Travel Guide 2024. Number 1. The London Eye. Located on the south bank of the River Thames, this massive observation wheel offers stunning views of London. It was opened to the public in 2000 and is also known as the Millennium Wheel. Until 2006, the London Eye was the world's tallest Ferris wheel, with a total height of 443 feet. A staple of the London skyline, the London Eye is a symbol of London and one of the most sought-after tourist attractions the city has to offer. Located on the south bank along the River Thames, the London Eye is Europe's tallest observation wheel and receives over 3 million visits a year. This attraction is a two-in-one event where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride while also taking in some of London's most beautiful views. If you plan to visit the London Eye during your trip, be sure to buy tickets in advance so you don't have to wait in long lines. Booking online is also cheaper than booking at the gate. Number 2. Paul's Cathedral. This angelic masterpiece, the mother church of the Diocese of London, is located in central London. When the old cathedral on this site was destroyed in the Great Fire of London, it was made famous by Sir Christopher Wren in the 17th century. St. Paul's Cathedral is home to a vast array of art with theological messages behind each one. Admire the stunning views of the mosaic-adorned interior and its domed roof, one of the tallest in the world. Don't miss the Whispering Gallery, where even the quietest voices are transmitted through the dome. The Great I-listed St. Paul's Cathedral is one of Britain's most famous buildings and a distinctive feature of the London skyline. Sir Christopher Wren's Baroque beast is a wonder to behold with its enormous dome and beautiful interior, but it really functions as a working church. All services, including the incredibly popular Midnight Massachusetts on Christmas Eve, are free and open to people of all faiths. This iconic landmark of London deserves a top spot on your London bucket list and places to visit while in London. Number 3. Tower Bridge. Located next to the Tower of London, Tower Bridge consists of two massive towers 200 feet above the River Thames. This is one of London's most famous and most photographed landmarks. Fascinating behind-the-scenes tours are available, and you can easily walk across the bridge from the Tower of London. Find a midway point for the best tower views, as well as a view of HMS Belfast and London Bridge, which many mistakenly believe is Tower Bridge. It can get crowded, especially at sunset, so it's worth trying to arrive in the morning before the crowds of tourists arrive. Afterwards, head to the restored Butler's Wharf district at the southern end of the bridge for a unique twist on the classic full English breakfast at Watch House Tower Bridge. This now beautiful area is fun to wander and is home to fun restaurants, luxury homes, and shops. Number 4. Westminster Abbey. This 1,000-year-old Gothic church is a living piece of British history. Famous kings, queens, statesmen, soldiers, poets, and priests are all buried here. Located at the center of political and religious power in England for more than 1,000 years, Whitehall and the Westminster District are one of these two attractions. Must-see attractions in London. Westminster Abbey is known as the Church of the Royal Family for serving as the chapel of the British monarchs and their coronation site since 1066. There is much to see at Westminster Abbey, perhaps one of the most popular tourist attractions. Must-see places in London. Number 5. Palace of Westminster. The Palace of Westminster, a World Heritage Site, houses the Houses of Parliament, where the country's politics and future are still decided today, and you can see the tower, Big Ben, the bell that hides London's biggest symbol, gives time to its excellent watch. Check ticket types for Westminster Abbey and Houses of Parliament, Westminster Abbey opening times and Westminster Abbey ticket prices. The Palace of Westminster is a wonderful mishmash of architectural styles, dominated by neo-Gothic buttresses, towers, and arches. There are 1,000 rooms, 11 courtyards, 8 bars, and 6 restaurants for the use of staff, councillors, lords, and their guests. Members of the public are also welcome. Book a tour to walk in the Queen's footsteps at the state opening and get a feel for how Parliament works. You can even have afternoon tea at the end of the tour in a room next to the River Thames. Number 6. Tower of London. Located on the north bank of the River Thames in central London, this historic castle is officially Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Castle. This 900-year-old castle is a typical example of Norman military architecture. Located on the north bank of the River Thames in central London, this historic castle was originally built in 1078 by William the Conqueror. It was later expanded. Prisons and torture chambers were also added. It also served as the Royal Mint and is known to have housed many famous prisoners throughout history. Built in 1066, this magnificent Norman medieval castle has served as a continuous center of power in British and European history for more than 9 centuries, which is why it was declared a World Heritage Site. A tour of its entire architectural team, comprising more than 7 buildings and areas of interest, everything there is to see at the Tower of London, will take you less than 3 hours, and you will discover the fascinating story of how it has changed its operation over the years. Check out Tower of London ticket types, Tower of London prices, and where to eat after you visit the Tower of London. Number 7. Buckingham Palace. Globally recognized as the King's official London home and residence, visiting Buckingham Palace is one of the most important things to do in London. The official London home of the British royal family since the 19th century and now home to Elizabeth II, rooms like the throne room are beautifully decorated with chandeliers, beautiful furniture and treasures from the royal collection throughout the royal collections. Located in the heart of central London, you can walk around the city's main attractions. To get the full experience, plan to visit the palace during the changing of the guard ceremony. This takes place on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays throughout the year, or any day in the summer at 11 a.m. During selected months from July to September, you will have the opportunity to enter parts of Buckingham Palace and tour the magnificent bedrooms, which are only open for a limited number of weeks each summer. Number 8. British Museum. A pinnacle of history, art, and culture, the British Museum in Bloomsbury, central London, is a great place to get a cultural fix during your London visit. The museum is home to over 8 million works of art, making the British Museum one of the largest and most comprehensive art institutions. Some of the most popular themes throughout the exhibits at the museum include animals, the Americas, Egypt, Africa, passion, love, and identity, and more. New exhibits are always coming out on relevant topics, and the museum offers guided tours. One of the most famous institutions in the state dedicated to human history, art, and culture. There is so much to see at the British Museum: the Parthenon sculptures, Louis Chessman, the Rosetta Stone. The world-famous Egyptian stone, the key to deciphering hieroglyphs, is the most sought-after item in the collection. If you think you've done it all, delve deeper by browsing the new acquisitions or visit one of the museum's temporary exhibitions. Number 9. See the arts in Tate Modern. A river icon on London's South Bank dedicated to modern and contemporary art. It's the younger, hipper sibling of Pimlico's Tate Britain. To be inspired and challenged even by architecture, Tate Modern is based at Bankside Powerhouse. If you're an art fanatic, Tate Modern is sure to satisfy your cravings. Sitting within the family of 4 renowned art galleries under the Tate name, it is unique as it houses the best of modern British art and international modern and contemporary art. Tate Modern is located next to London Bridge and is surrounded by beautiful scenery. In addition to the fantastic modern art exhibitions, Tate Modern also features some great events. On the last Friday of every month, the museum hosts an event called Tate Lates from 6:10 p.m., featuring a variety of talks, workshops, exhibitions, food and drink, and a live DJ. If you're visiting at the end of the month, I highly recommend checking out one of these events. Number 10. The National Gallery. For more traditional art lovers, the National Gallery in the heart of Trafalgar Square is one of Europe's greatest art treasures. If you're looking for the best museums in London, the National Gallery, home to over 2,300 priceless paintings, is a must. With an amazing collection spanning nearly 200 years and spanning from the Impressionist era to the Renaissance, this art institution features over 2,000 unique paintings from the 13th to the 20th century. The National Gallery is a great place for families as it offers events and creative sessions for children alongside historical works for adults. The museum is free to enter and offers free daily guided tours where an expert guide takes you through the art. Several temporary exhibitions rotate through the calendar, and you'll also find an on-site restaurant and cafe when you need to refuel. For the ultimate experience, definitely consider booking a private tour guide. Number 11. The Imperial War Museum HMS Belfast. Located a short distance from the popular South Bank Cultural District, London's Imperial War Museum is easily the best part of the day with its impressive exhibits and collection of military vehicles, weapons, and aircraft. Arranged in chronological order, the displays depict the real experiences of participants and victims of the world's major conflicts, with many exhibits allowing for unique evocations of exhibition history. The Holocaust galleries are particularly sobering. A shop and cafe are located on site, and before leaving, take a selfie standing next to the huge shells and guns out front. Another must-see under the Imperial War Museum umbrella, HMS Belfast is a well-preserved WWII-era ship that served during D-Day. Located on the River Thames in front of the Tower of London, this historic vessel can be explored as part of a guided or self-guided tour. Number 12. Picturesque Richmond Park. It's hard to believe you're in London, well, technically outside of London, when visiting Richmond Park. One of the most charming of the 8 royal gardens, this magnificent natural wonderland has everything you're looking for in an English garden: winding paths, lush forests, sparkling lakes, stables and trails, cycle paths, and a variety of picnic spots. Enjoy unparalleled views of St. Paul's Cathedral from Mount King Henry, a picturesque hilltop surrounded by wild deer. Indulge in hot tea and traditional scones in the Pembroke Lodge Tea Room, or hire a bike and cycle through the 2,500-acre nature reserve. If visiting in spring, especially in late April or early May, visit the Isabella Estate, a striking Victorian woodland garden set within the park. Number 13. Kensington Palace. A symbol of wealth, Kensington Palace has a rich history and is just one of the many residences of the royal family. Today, it's where you can see a series of royal apartments open to the public, each offering an insight into a different period in Kensington Palace's past. You can explore the beautiful state apartments, home to some of the most famous monarchs in British history, the rooms that housed former kings and queens, and the rooms where Prince Harry and Prince William grew up. As you walk through these lavishly decorated halls, it's easy to imagine what life was like for royalty, including Queen Victoria, who called Kensington Palace home. Number 14. Victoria and Albert Museum. The Victoria and Albert Museum, aka, is part of a group of museums in South Kensington that includes the Natural History Museum and the Science Museum. Founded in 1852, the VA covers nearly 13 acres and contains 145 galleries spanning nearly 5,000 years of art and related artifacts. Exhibits include ceramics and glass, textiles and clothing, silver and jewelry, ironwork, sculpture, prints and photographs, and are conveniently arranged into 4 main categories: Asia furniture, textiles and fashion sculpture, metalwork, ceramics and glass, and word and image. Since it is impossible to get around this huge museum in one visit, the best plan to tackle it is to decide in advance which parts you want to see the most. Taking a VA tour is highly recommended and often free, with options including everything from daily introductory tours to specific gallery or themed tours. The main and garden cafes are more impressive than any museum cafe you've seen. The intricate details on everything from the floor to the columns to the ceiling make them precious works of art. In addition, the food is quite tasty. Also, don't miss a chance to luxuriate in John Medeski Park. It's so beautiful and serene, you'll forget you're in the middle of one of the world's biggest cities.